right, hello BlogaFam. Good evening to you all. I've missed you. I've missed you. Welcome back to Advice Thursdays. It's been a hot minute since you'd seen each other again. And you know what? The last time I saw you was talking about all the lessons we've learned about 2020. In this time around, it's our first episode of the Advice Thursdays today. It's our, what can we do to make our 2021 better? And I have amazing guests to join us today, and I can't wait to introduce them to you. And you know what? I know it's been a rough couple of weeks already. There's so many new news that's coming on in and out. So I know how demotivating it could feel. And now, working on through it now, we are gonna talk about all the growth and changes nurturing your spark in 2021. So join our conversation. And without further ado, I will introduce our first guest to you. And this guest is a content creator, a blogger, a journalist, and also a mental health advocate. And am really privileged and honored to introduce Miss Kate Alvarez. Hello.
Hello, Adrienne. Thanks for
Hello,
having
Miss.
me.
No, thanks for joining us tonight. And I'm really, really excited to hear all your thoughts for tonight's, keeping the spark for 2021. How have you been and what have you been up to, Miss Kate?
You know what? It's like, was there even a new year? It feels it's like with the same things I've been doing, I just continued it. You know what I mean? It's like the only thing that changes the
Yeah,
number on the calendar. But I'm same as what I
exactly.
left with in 2020. I'm still working. I think we're all struggling mentally. And yeah, it's so interesting to be on Blogapalooza. This is my first collaboration with you guys, and I'm so happy to be here.
Oh my goodness, I'm just so happy to have you. And I know I feel the same way, like it never left. It's like 2020 part two. But let's hope for the best, hoping that things will go, better and, see light at the end of the tunnel by the end of the year. So thank you so much for joining us
Thanks.
again.
Well, can I just say I
And,
love your setup at the back. I
oh,
love
thank
the
you.
whole Frida. I have a
Yes,
similar mandala cloth, but it's in the wash right now. That's why it's white right now because everything is in the laundry. But I kind of have something. I wish I didn't put in the wash, but anyway,
it's
there you
it's all good. It's
go.
so beautiful. Thank you. I feel great to hear. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that. Well, I'll see you again in a while. I'll just put you in the backstage and we'll introduce our
Okay.
next guest. Thank you so much, Miss Kate. Okay, guys, I'm so excited to hear what Miss Kate has to say to all out our questions for tonight. And coming in, our next guest is like another content creator, and she's also a model. Let's introduce Miss Zian De La Cruz.
Hi everyone, and thank
Hello.
you for having me here.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you and what have you been up to, Miss Zian?
Well, still the same, it's just having some time with my family, doing some stuff like modeling, photo shoot there, video shoot. But still, I think I just faced some struggling last year, 2020, but still fighting and moving forward.
Yeah, keeping the spirit going, right? I thank you so much for joining us today. I am really, really glad that you get to share your time with us, and I'm excited to, what to hear what you all have to answer to our guide questions for tonight. Thank you so much. So, without
Thank you
further ado,
so
let's bring in
much.
without further ado, let's bring in Miss Kate again. All right.
I'm back.
Hi guys. Yeah, I know. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Blogapalooza's
Hi,
Advice
Zian.
Thursdays. Hello. So this is a
Hi.
segment that we've been doing since last year that talks about really good questions, sending out some love and knowledge and knowledge bombs all over the place on how to deal with a lot of the stuff that we do in our lives. And I'm sure you got a lot of things to say, so I'm excited. Let's begin. So I'll give this first question to Miss Zian and then I'll give it to Miss Kate, okay? So the first question is, how was your new year like and what plans or goals did you set for yourself this year? So Miss Zian, how was your new
Actually,
year?
Sorry,
actually, it was
my dog's.
fun because yeah, it's fine. It was fun because even though we're experiencing pandemic, I still got the time to enjoy with my family, my friends. Actually, still the same siya. And yun nga, sobrang saya lang kasi kahit na nasa bahay lang kami, I get the chance to celebrate. And nasalubong din namin yung birthday ng tita ko, which is, nangyari siya noong January 1. So, sobrang saya lang. And yung goals ko this 2021, siguro to save more kasi sobrang gastos ko last year. So parang yun yung goals ko this 2021. And also, ma-challenge pa lalo and sana this year matupad ko talaga yung dream ko to inspire more a lot of people.
Wow, those are great, great goals. And also, I share the same goal kasi ang gastos ko din last 2020. I think retail therapy was the way to go
Sobra.
last year. Budol
Yeah.
niche is
Over.
real.
It's so, yeah.
All the Shopee. Yeah. So yeah, thank
Yeah,
you so much for
nakakabudol
sharing that.
talaga.
'Di ba? And like, thank you for sharing that. I'm
Yeah.
happy that you were able to spend your New Year and Christmas with your family. I guess that was one of the, that's one of the highlights of the year. Hopefully, get to spend that with your family, and it's really a blessing to do that again with your whole family,
Yes.
even amidst the pandemic. So, yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that with us. Okay, now what about you, Miss Kate? How was your New Year like?
My New Year was so quiet because usually I party every New Year. But you know what? I don't mind. Like it's okay to take a break. But if I look back at my last 5 New Year's Eves, I was out partying with friends. We welcomed the sunrise, and I go home after the first sunrise of the new year. But this is the first time that I just stayed home. I'm at home with my mom, my dogs, and my cats. So it was a very different New Year. I didn't hate it. It was okay. I liked it. It's different. It's just quiet. The
Quite compared to the last 5 New
last
Years
five.
you've
The
had.
last five.
Yeah.
That you wait for the sunrise out. That was, you know what? That I should do that next time. I would love to see the sunrise of the
Yes.
first year coming in
That's
ahead.
how my friends and I used to celebrate. We would see the first sunrise of the year. Like it's inspiring. Like, oh my god, it's the first sunrise of the year. You know, it brings if it helps make you feel a lot better about the new year. There.
I can imagine. Thank you for sharing that.
And I can
What
relate
about
to you
Yeah.
guys with what you said about over shopping online. Nabudol din ako. So you're not alone.
Yeah. 12,
yeah,
12,
2020. I
11.
know everything, every single sale that came on. I'm like, I had
True.
something in the cart that had a different price, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting
Yeah.
this one.
I
The
actually
next
thought
sale,
there
I'm
was a
getting this
1-1
one.
sale. I thought there was a 1-1 sale. I put something in my cart and I'm like, where's the 1-1 sale? And there was no 1-1 sale. It's a little funny story.
I think they took a break. They'll probably come back in Feb. That's a
Okay.
month. All right. Thank you so much. What about your plans and goals for this year? What have you set for yourself this year, Miss Kate?
Oh, me first. You know what? I'm trying to be not as hard on myself because remember in 2020 we all had these grand plans like, oh my gosh, 2020 is gonna be my year. I'm pretty sure a lot of us thought 2020 was gonna be our year. You had a whole list of grand plans, and then what? Nothing came into fruition. Nothing, right? So I feel like I don't want to set myself up for disappointment by putting so much grand plans. I want to take it 1 month at a time or 1 week at a time. Let's see how it goes. I have little things in my to-do list, like my weekly, my monthly. I still have my little hopes and dreams in my mood board, like little things I hope
Yes.
to achieve. But I'm trying to be more careful with myself emotionally. So it's all about little plans first. There, little ones first for me.
I relate with that a lot. You not being so hard on yourself because last year was intense. I can feel
It
everybody
was.
had like that feeling of, oh yes, I'm gonna conquer this. I'm going to make it. And
Yes.
then you're like, ugh, I haven't moved a rock ever since the year started. That's it. Wow. Well, that's a good. I would love to get to know more of that as we go through the whole discussion
Yes.
tonight. That's a good way to deal with the coming year. Dealing it with a month at a time, a week at a time. Because what more could we do? There's so many so many things that are out of our control. So might as well. All right. Okay. Moving on to our next question. 2020 was a long and difficult year for a lot of us. Do you have some advice for the way that we could move forward, especially since many of us are still facing some of the same circumstances now? Any one of you could answer. Who wants to go first?
You first, Ian.
Zian. Okay. So do you have any advice?
Binasa.
Do you have any advice for people now, trying still who can move forward from the things that happened last year? And you could share some experience with how you did it yourself
Okay.
as well, how you got through 2020.
So yeah, 2020 was really one of the memorable year for me kasi sobrang daming struggles na nangyari talaga. Pero those struggles, parang sobrang dali lang dalhin. Kasi ang dami ko talaga na-realize that year. And one of those things is, focus ka lang sa self mo. Always think yung mga bagay na kinagisnan mo, yung mga bagay na gusto mong gawin. And also, don't focus what people will say to you. Kasi, for me, as long as you believe to yourself, maniwala ka na, ma-achieve mo talaga yung mga bagay na yun. And it will become your motivation to strive more and to change your perspective. So, maging positive thinker ka lang talaga, then everything will follow mo. Kasi before talaga, sobrang dami nangyari. Like, may mga judgment ako na nare-receive. So, ang dami din mga parang negative comments. Pero, sinet aside ko lang siya and nag-focus lang ako dun sa mga bagay na gusto ko talagang ma-achieve. Then, sobrang gaan lang. Hanggang sa natapos ko na yung year 2020 without knowing. And now, I'm here, sharing here right now, this 2021 with you guys.
See, that's really, really, helpful. Thank you. You have to keep an open mind to be, to the beautiful things, the positive things that's in our life, to be able to get
Hmm.
through some of the darkest times. No, thank you so much for that,
Hello.
Miss Jen. And what about you? Hi. I guess we're back. Hello, we're
Oh yeah,
back.
you.
Okay, that's a little
Yeah, you kind of
glitch,
froze for a
a little
second there. I
hiccup
was like,
along the way.
okay, so where
Um,
were we? Were
I'm
you saying
sorry, that
something?
was a little hiccup on my end.
Yeah, you were
Pray for
frozen
my
for
internet.
that.
Yes, thank you for the prayers. So Miss Kate, what are some tips or what are some advice that you have for people who are still, struggling to overcome all the challenges and the circumstances that came along with 2020?
You know what? I remember now. I had this discussion with my friends a couple of days ago. We were discussing 2020, and I remember telling them I don't want to forget 2020. I don't want to cancel and pretend 2020 did not happen because it did happen. All the bad things that happened with the good, but I guess mostly bad for a lot of us, it
Yeah.
happened. So we shouldn't forget what happened. We should take it into 2021, but with with the lessons, like bring the lessons you learned from 2020 and hopefully do better and not be so hard on yourself because just if all you did was I saw this meme online. I'm not gonna pretend it's mine. I saw it as a meme online. If all you did in 2020 was survive, that's enough. That's enough. And if all you will do in the first few weeks of 2021 is survive some more, then that's still enough. Don't be so hard on yourself because it's the pandemic for crying out loud. It's not a normal year. We're all struggling. Whatever demographic you come from, we're all struggling. There you go.
I agree. You know what? It's so cool that this came. That kind of idea actually came into the whole. So if as you see this one, it's also a
Yes.
podcast. I also did. This is Love Growth and Freedom. I do
Yeah.
also have a podcast, and we discussed that also coming in that 2020 actually was a year that showed us a lot of the flaws that's been around underneath the rug that we haven't been seeing because we just sweep it under. And
Yes.
knowing that now, I am so happy to hear that from Miss Kate that you don't let's not cancel 2020. Let's learn from it. Let's make it better. Let's make the world a little better because we know what's wrong, what's going on in the world now, and let's make a change. But what I really really like was when you told us that meme. It's okay
Yes.
to just survive if all you did was survive, and that's
If-
fine.
That's fine. That's good enough. It was a
Yeah,
hard
I
year.
feel it is. I think it's still. I honestly feel up until now. I want to be honest. I came in like this day was a little heavy on me mentally. Was like, I'm not. I don't see like a future where what I'm building on what I'm doing. So like again, I'm being hard on myself. So maybe like just surviving is okay.
Yeah.
So for
Loosen up.
people, yeah, for people, be kinder to yourselves. As they say, listen to them because girl, it's hard.
It's hard.
So it is.
Yes, true.
So, what are some things for us to keep in mind as we move into the new year in terms of setting goals? Can you give us some tips
Setting
on how
goals. Oh
you
gosh.
set your goals? Any one of you
Me.
can go
Oh yeah.
again
Okay. Hang
first.
on. You can go ahead,
Oh,
Gian, if you have. But if I have
Zian.
something, I'll jump in. Let me just think.
Yes, go Zian. What are
Yeah,
what are the
wait.
tips for us to keep in mind as we set our goals for this year?
Maybe just, think of the outcome or the result if you will focus on that goal. And also, keep in mind that, yun nga, as I said a while ago, don't focus on what other people say kasi ikaw yung nakakilala sa sarili mo. Those are just some struggles or some, let's say, trials para sa'yo to test if you're ready talaga na ma-receive na yung blessing na yun or yung achievement na gusto mo talagang perceive or mata mo. So, parang, let's just set aside the negative comments and just focus on what was really our goal or kung ano ba talagang gusto
Mm-mm.
natin gawin. Kasi yun yung mahalaga eh. Sabi nga nila, after the rain, there's a rainbow. So, kapag nag-struggle ka, nanandam mo na parang hindi sumasang-ayon sa lahat sa'yo, isipin mo lang tomorrow, there's a rainbow and there will be a blessing na may receive. Malay mo tomorrow, yun na yun. Yun na talaga yung parang achieve mo na talaga yung goal mo without knowing it. So, tama sa katulad ng sabi ni Miss Kate, don't be hard on yourself and just believe on yourself na kaya mo talaga kasi ikaw lang talaga nakakilala sa sarili mo.
That's so, that's inspiring. At least na ano mo, no, that there is a rainbow after the rain. And sana dumating na yung
Yes.
rainbow na yon. Like, yun na lang yung, ako, yun na lang yan. Sana dumating
Hoping
na
this
yung rainbow.
2021.
Oo, diba? Sana dumating na yung rainbow. Like, hinintay ko na lang.
Mm.
Okay, thank you so much. That's very uplifting at a certain point. I'm sure a lot of people around there, needs a reminder na, 'di ba? Not to listen to other negative comments out there. You do you. You do you. You're focused on yourself and your own
Yes.
growth. Yes, thank you so much for that, Miss Zian. And what about you, Miss Kate? What
Okay,
are your tips?
you know how every New Year people have New Year's resolutions? Well,
Yes.
I don't like
Yes.
New Year's resolutions. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. They did a study. Like, what is the most common New Year's resolution for people? Come on, it's to lose weight, right? That's like one classic example. Everyone on New Year's, you're like, papayat ako this year. I will have abs by summer. And then by February, all of your gym sessions that you
You'll
sign
just
up
eat.
for, you stop going, right? It
Yeah.
doesn't mean that we're a failure, a natural failure as human beings. It's just that we need to work around this thought that, okay, I want to get thin by March, I want to have abs by April, instead of New Year's resolutions. Like, what I like to tell people is, how about, like, have you heard of this thing called word of the year? Like, have you heard of that? Your ikigai, your word of the year.
No.
So
No.
there, okay, this is, I
Okay.
mean, I'm not saying this is the best thing, I'm just suggesting, like, okay, for example, instead of saying my New Year's resolution is to be sexy by summer, you choose a word that you think encompasses what you want for the whole year. Like, what is my word for this year? Let's give an example: strength. So instead of saying papayat ako every month, just put the word strength in your mood board or whatnot. And then whenever you make a decision, whether it's a small decision, like, am I gonna exercise today? Or like, am I gonna finish this thing I did? Or like, you think of your word of the year whenever you make small to big decisions. And that will make a bigger impact as compared to saying, I will be payat and have abs by summer. So, and I've been doing word of the year for a couple of years now, and it works better than the New Year's resolution. So I feel like that's something you guys should consider. Like, have this word, this mantra to start your year. Do you have a word of the year? It's not too late. It's still January. You can figure it out.
I am gonna figure it out. I'm
But you
like,
have a couple words there in your
Yeah.
what do
well,
you call that?
Yeah.
whatever board. No, this one
Yeah,
is like I think that's my life
that's your
ikigai,
life
yes,
mantra.
life
Live
mantra
man.
is love, growth, and freedom. So it's really just I've wrote about it since 2019, and I've realized that's one of the things that I want to focus on, like knowing that love is all over, all around, and growth is something that we have to embrace, no matter how hard it is, because sometimes it's painful. And freedom, I
Yeah.
value that so much, so giving everybody the freedom to actually be themselves as part of the the community and all. There is that sense. So I haven't had a word for the year. I could give that a try. Thank you for that.
You're
Guys, work
welcome.
on your guys. So if you are, I mean, I think that narrows down everything. That gives you that sense of what am I gonna do? What's my main goal for the year with that
Main
one
goals
word?
for the year.
What do you want to
Yeah.
be? Right?
Oh, if I may go back, the word ikigai naman, it doesn't actually mean word of the year. Ikigai is what gets me up in the morning.
Oh,
That's another
okay.
thing also.
Oh,
Like what gets me up? Come
okay.
on, why doesn't it feel good? What gets me up in the morning? What's gonna make me wake up today and not feel like crap? Is it my hobby, my passion, or only you can answer that. It's different per person, and it doesn't.
Wow.
I can't just ask you and you give me that word right now. You're gonna have to dig deep. It's not something that it's not like a eureka word that comes out. You have to think, what does get me up in the morning? What makes my soul alive? What makes me want to live? That's my ikigai. I learned that from BDJ. I think she was your guest a couple
Last
of episodes ago.
shoes. Okay.
Dar, yeah. Oh, there you go. Blogapalooza
Ooh.
said word of the year was discussed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So
Last
yeah, there you go. That was
Tuesday. Oh.
last
yeah.
Tuesday. So this is so cool. It's a really connected thing. Okay, wow. Ikigai is something that gets you up in the morning. So
What? Yeah.
let's dig deep, blogger
What is
fam,
what is
right?
your ikigai? What? Yeah. What makes you wake up and say, okay, I will wake up. I'm not gonna lie down in bed any longer. I'm gonna do this. There. Figure it out.
Okay. Hopefully we could tell you, Zian and I, what our ikigai is here at the
Yeah.
end of the day or at the end of the time that we
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
reflect on it. But
Yes.
blogger fam, hear that, see that, have a word of the year, have your ikigais ready. So this is what you could keep yourself with as you go through the year 2021. So, there is a lot of opportunities for us to make changes, and hopefully we get to see them and attain them the way we want and we can, as long as we go through it, you know, treading carefully and being mentally aware of what's going on with ourselves. That's really really great. I'm learning a lot. Thank you so much. I'm gonna have a word of the year. I'm gonna like
Are you gonna
have
change those words?
I'm
At the
I'm
back?
gonna have to like listen to what I want to have
Yeah.
for the year. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Okay, before we go move on to our next questions, can we have the thoughts of our blogger fam up in the screen and let's see what they have to say on our session for today? All right. So actually, we do have a question for you. Why do you think people have a hard time keeping resolutions, Miss Kate? Because you're the one who said
Oh gosh.
something about resolutions.
I think this is just me. It's too exact. Our New Year's resolutions, it's too exact. Like I want to be a millionaire by December. I want to have a new house with a pool by August. It's too huge and exact. Not that I'm not saying you can't achieve it. You could. It's just that you're giving yourself such a short pressured timeline that you lose focus on the things that you love and you don't really have a plan. It's more like I want the parang you're treating it like it's the lottery. Like you think, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna win the lottery because I saw it in my mind. Or it's more
Mm,
about instead of thinking of just this one goal, you also have to harness your what you have, like harness your abilities, the things you're capable of, and then that could lead to that grand thing. It's just that parang instead of making a thesis paper, diba, and before you finish your thesis paper and come up with your conclusion, you have to do the little chapters first. It's just that we are trying to focus too
mhm.
much on the ending, on the final chapter, that we forget. Wait, there are little chapters. There's a lot of research that goes on. There's a lot of trial and error. So that's the reason why I think
I
New Year's
see. It's
resolutions
too
fail.
it's too big for us. It's too exact for us, and we still haven't worked on the little things that make us get there. So if that's the
Yes.
gist of the, okay, thank you so much. That's a new way looking at New Year's resolutions right now. Some goals are. Oh, there's another one. Somebody
Oh,
said here in our chat comment. Can we show this? Mr. RJ's comment is agreed.
RJ.
Some goals are set
I know
too
RJ.
extreme. Maybe.
Yes,
Oh, hi.
baby steps.
Thank you towards the goal. Yeah, thank you so much. Those are, I'm really, really just learning a lot on these planet because I'm probably a victim of New Year's resolution. I know
I
BlogaFam
was.
raised their
I
hand.
was. I was from my childhood until like after college. I was such a victim talaga, no, of New Year's resolutions because that's what we were taught to do. Oh, what's your New Year's resolution? Be a gazillionaire, and then you cry when
Yeah,
you're not a millionaire by the next New Year.
at the end of the year, no?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. That's a knowledge bomb drop in there. Okay, our next question. I'll ask you, Miss Ian, for this one. What do you think we should prioritize in 2021 as we take care of ourselves more and move forward from what was considered one of the worst year?
Can I take first?
Sure, sure, no worries.
Kate, do
What
you
about you?
have it? Do you have?
What was it again? Sorry, I drank water. What was it?
All good.
Could you say that? Could
What
you
do you
please repeat the
think
question?
What do you think we should prioritize in 2021 as we take care of ourselves and move forward from what was considered one of the worst year?
Hmm. Are you ready, Nazian, or you want me to jump in first?
Okay, jump in
She's
first.
like,
I'll jump in first
jump in.
again.
Okay, Miss Kate.
Uh, this is gonna sound selfish, but prioritize yourself first. Because I used to be such a yes girl. It's like someone needs my help, so I someone in at work needs my help. Someone in the family needs my help. My dogs need me. Parang I haven't even had my own lunch, and I'm trying to feed my 7 cats and 5 dogs. Yes, I have 7 cats and 5 dogs.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
wow.
Like, yeah, you probably heard 5 of them barking earlier. Sorry about that. But we always say yes to everyone. We forget to say yes to ourselves. So I think you know what I want to say yes. Repeat after me. Yes to myself first. I want to because how
Yes.
can you address other
Yes to myself
people?
first.
How can you address the needs of other people if your own mets have not been addressed? So I think 2021 is for ourselves. Even if let's say the pandemic disappeared next month and we can travel again and we can go back to work, no, think of yourself first. That's
That's
it.
a that's a good one, I ask
Mm.
myself first. Myself to myself. Yes to
Me
myself.
myself.
I would
There's
yes.
probably a song. There are a couple of songs that say that, right? I just can't think of a song right now.
Oh, myself.
Maybe Little Mix or something about one of those
Oh,
empowered
Like,
female groups.
well, whenever I think of that, I think of Lizzo. Probably
Lizzo, yeah,
Lizzo.
Lizzo.
Yeah,
Play that
Juice.
Lizzo sound in your head when you take a shower in
Y-
the
you
morning.
know. Oh yeah, yes to yourself first. I love that.
Yeah.
Everybody, BlogaFam, yes to myself first. Okay, yes to yourself.
Yes.
Work on yourselves, and yes, have your own needs met first before you help out others. Because that's so true, Miss Kate. How can you help others when your own self is depleted and there's not much? It's that so counterproductive, I guess. But yeah, what about you, Miss Zian?
Yes.
So
so I'll just
what should be prioritized? Go.
so I'll just add a little since mine is same as Miss Kate. So yun nga, we should prioritize ourselves first. Make sure na we have enough love for ourselves kasi how can we love other people or the people around us if we can't love ourselves? How can we give to others if we don't know how to love ourselves? So ang ending, talagang magbe-break tayo kasi we give and we give to other people but there's nothing left for us. Kasi umpisa pa lang, wala na tayong ginawa kundi mag-give lang ng mag-give. But we never learn to love ourselves. So make sure this 2021, make sure to love yourself first before giving it to others.
Oh my goodness. That's yeah, guys, this is such a wonderful episode of like I think this episode's more about, learning to give yourself that space, that time to grow. This is growth, guys, again. So one of our blogger fans said, sometimes saying yes to
Ray.
everyone is such a burden. Hi, Miss Ray.
Yes,
These
Ray.
people
That's
who
true.
ask favors from us are insensitive. They have no idea what we go through in our personal day by day activities. I can attest to that. There's a lot
Mm.
of people who don't know our inner struggles. Well, we don't show them that. I think one of the now I've realized one of my word of the year, or my word of
Ooh.
the year.
What is it? What is it?
Vulnerable, to be vulnerable, to
Vulnerable.
show that like a lot of the things that's going on, because I'm not a yes person. I'm a very selfish person. I know how to pull away when I have
Okay.
to. So when I say no, I do say to my friends, wait, I'm gonna hibernate. Don't expect
That's good.
anything from me. Don't expect any replies, or I would reply late. So I'm really, really sorry. But this year, I kind of want to show more of how I feel. Be honest with what I feel, how I feel about things when they are done to me and said to me. So I guess that came into my mind because I heard the idea of insensitive people not knowing that what we go through as a personal day by day. So those people don't know what's going on. So basically, maybe they should know. Maybe if someone asks me, I'm not gonna say I'm fine if I'm not fine. I'm just gonna say I
Yes.
don't feel really good. I don't feel really well. I'm at wit's end or whatever that I feel. So yeah, vulnerability, vulnerability. Thank you. I love this episode. I'm
You
I'm
found
getting
your
so
word.
much in this. I know. I found my word.
Yes.
Vulnerability. Thank you.
Have you
Thank you
found your
so
word,
so much.
Zian? Are you still thinking of your
Oh
word up
yes.
there? I mean, no
No, I already
pressure.
found. Yes, I
Oh
already
yeah,
Okay.
found. After I heard his word of the year,
yeah.
so mine siguro is challenges. So parang
Challenges.
I want to challenge yes, I want to challenge myself more to be a better person, and also para na din mas ma-discover ko pa yung sarili ko, without making decisions or hearing it from other. Parang last year kasi I let other people decide yung mga important things in my life. So siguro this time I want to challenge myself na makapag-decide din for me. It's a way din siguro para to love myself more before I give to other people. Ganon, no?
Very good.
I I love it. This is thank you guys. I appreciate you all. So this Miss Kate and Zian, I
Oh,
need you to guys give me an answer to this if you can, because I also
Celine.
feeling this way. How do you have any tips for someone who really needs their set from 20 or for 2021 but doesn't feel like 2020 is actually over? I
That's
get that
a
feeling
hard
too.
question.
Yes.
That's a hard
Yeah.
question because that's how I feel. Remember, I told you earlier. I feel like New Year na ba? Parang it's just 2020 part two.
2020.
Same,
Give
exactly.
me give me a second to think about this. Like when you
Sure.
say like, what is your definition of reset? Ba, like reset is you wanna like get rid of everything and start fresh because we can't. Unfortunately, we cannot get rid of 2020. It happened. the maybe the problems we had there, it's not gonna disappear. So maybe what you can reset. Nax, I don't want to sound I'm feeling expert here, but because I'm not saying that this I have the perfect. I'm like when you come to my house, I have a lot of chaos and turmoil. Okay, I'm not I'm not the most emotionally stable person, but I feel like because when you say the word reset, you feel like do you want to start like with a clean slate from 2020. That's hard because it means we have to get rid of everything that happened in 2020. All your problems, the deadlines you missed, the goals you didn't get, like the maybe what you can reset is how you see it, right? Like what the problems are still there, but if you reset how you solve things, maybe that'll help. For example, problem number 1, these are the solutions I tried in 2020. They didn't work. So instead of pretending, oh, this problem number 1, can I get rid of it? No, it's still there. So maybe reset how you addressed it, like a different mindset, then maybe your year can feel a little bit different. I know it's easier said than done. I'm not trying to say that this is such a magic advice. Like it's hard. I get you because I have turmoil also. So
Yeah.
one thing I personally tried is okay, like kunyari, I have issues with certain people. I won't say what is. And I've been trying to address those issues with those problematic people for years, decades. And it doesn't help, diba? I'm so angry. I'm always like, kasi mali ka eh. Okay, what if ibahin ko yung approach ko? Like, okay, mali ka, pero this time, wag kaya akong magalit. Parang, I'll try to, what's the word they use? Babaliktarin ko yung approach ko. I'll be nice, even if it's fake. I'll try to be
Mm.
a bit nicer, or I'll talk the way you talk. Because some people, they don't like the way I talk. They think I'm too straightforward. They think I'm too modern. So okay, fine. I will try to talk in a little smaller way, in a way that you understand your language. And then, oh, guess what? They finally listened to me. After 10 years of me arguing with the same tone, I changed it a bit. So there, try it. Try lang. If it doesn't work, try something else. There. I hope that did that make sense? Did that make sense, guys?
It
Yeah.
did. Changing the
Okay.
approach.
Yeah, it
Help
is.
you. Thank you. I learned. I learned a lot. I was like, I needed that. I needed. Okay. So
Yun.
changing the
No, cause come
approach.
on, diba? There, I'm sure you have problems from like 5, 10 years ago that's still there, and you're so angry. Change a bit
Yes.
because they're not changing. Even if you hit their head on the wall, they're
Then
not gonna
you
change. Di ba?
Yeah, so we
So,
should be the
try.
one to change.
Yeah, I know it hurts kasi parang, bakit ako? Di ba? Kasi you have that
Yeah, ako
mind
na
na,
Yeah.
bakit
rin.
ako? Ikaw yung mali. So, parang, fine. I
Mm.
will tweak it a bit. I will tweak a bit. And let's see. And surprisingly, it worked on some people. I'm not going to say who they are. I hope they're not watching. It worked. I hope you're not
Because they
watching,
would know what you
people.
did.
They're going to know,
Because they would
she
know.
faked it. She wasn't really nice. No, just kidding. Just kidding. If you're watching, hi.
Okay,
Hi,
that's
guys.
one. What, what about
Anyways.
you? Try to be the bigger person, as Miss Reika Floresca said. Yes, try to be the bigger person. Maybe you're the one who understands more of the
Yeah.
circumstances that you're going through.
Yes.
Okay. Um, Here you go. So Miss Ace has a question this time around. Any one of you can answer. Maybe let's not think of them as resolutions. Let's think of them as hopes instead. What are your hopes for 2021 and what are you hoping for? Any one of you can answer first. Okay. All right. I'll give you a few seconds to think, but I'll just,
Pressure. The joke lang.
I'll just give you a few seconds
Yeah.
to think about this one. What are your hopes for 2021? I could answer for this one as for everyone. I do have a lot of hopes for 2021. I just hope that a lot would be, I guess, a lot of the other people that needs to be educated should be educated about what's going on. I hope that people would open their eyes to social responsibilities, not just staying in their own bedrooms or houses and sticking up there and just surviving this whole thing that's going on, because this is something that we're all going through and it's not going to end anytime soon, even if we just hide in our own bunkers. So yeah, I hope everybody gets, do their part, even just getting educated about COVID situations, educated about protocols, what's going on, even on the news train. Because sometimes I could get the feeling the news is something that you don't want to watch. But sometimes it's important for you to keep updated, to get to know what's going on, so that you are able to have just that gist of how you're going to deal with everyday life. And yeah, my hopes are that everybody be educated, have that sense of responsibility for the world and that's what's going on in the world, and that's it. So I hope you guys have your hopes and dreams that's coming for 2021. What are your hopes?
Zian. Oh, I thought Zian was gonna go first because I was like, yeah.
I
I was
did
like,
too.
yes. I was waiting. Well, I already said
Mm.
mine earlier. Like, I hope we find the little things first instead of the big things because it was a hard year. Let's do the little things first, and then hopefully it'll make way for the bigger things. And I hope we learned our lessons. I think that's I really hope. I hope we learned our lessons. Because sometimes I feel like
Same.
you learned your lesson now on Twitter because this topic is hot, and then tomorrow you're back to how you were before. So I hope you really. I'm not gonna mention what those lessons are, but I hope we all learned our lessons for real, like in the long term, and
Yeah,
not just now when we're angry or now when we're emotional, but in the future when we're okay. I hope we remember the lessons.
exactly. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. What about you, Miss Zian? What are your hopes for
Mm.
2020?
Siguro yung hopes ko for 2021 is improvement. So, let's be true na last year, 2020, ang dami talagang lessons na tinuro sa atin. Pero lahat ba ng mga lessons na yun, na-apply natin sa sarili natin, right? So, let's be true na this 2020, I'm hoping for everyone to make room for improvement na all the lessons na-realize nila last year will be applied this year. And also,
Amen.
treasure na rin natin yung mga important things and important people sa buhay natin like our family kasi we have the time. God give us the time na para ma-feel natin yung and mas makilala natin yung mga important people sa buhay natin like our family. So, let's treasure and improve natin yung relationship natin, yung connection natin sa mga importanteng tao sa buhay natin. So, yun talaga, I'm hoping this 2021 that people will make room for improvements.
Thank you. Ang gaganda ng mga hopes natin for 2021 and let's keep hoping for the good and make it work and hopefully we get there. And look, Miss Ace also said, Mama Ace, hello. Sabi niya, 'di ba, ang sarap to talk about things we're hoping for. Nakaka-positive. Pag resolution kasi parang alam na natin mag-fail tayo. Totoo po 'yun, Miss Mama Ace. Parang meron na tayong New Year's resolution tapos hindi na rin siya
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. And if you guys, before we all go, I'd love to ask both of you, I'll give you a few time. Do you have any final words and advice for our
We're
blog of
going
fans?
already. How it was that was
Oh,
Yeah.
fast.
it
Okay.
was? Okay, let's keep talking. We could keep talking
I
just
gotta
a
have
few
dinner.
more.
I gotta eat dinner.
Okay,
It's dinner time.
so
I'm
I'll
ready
give
for
you a
that.
few. You're ready for it? I'll give you a few minutes to think about this. I want
Okay.
you to have your final words of advice for our
Mm-hmm.
blogger fam out there. So
Okay.
both of you will have your own solo layout at the time, and then you are going to have your word of advice and tell us where we could follow you, support you, and send
Okay.
you some love and hugging and
Okay.
kisses. So as we do that, everybody, thank you for joining us again tonight. Don't forget to join us
Thank
every
you.
Thursdays for advice. Thursdays asking questions and join us and join the discussion and listen. And if you have any thoughts, please do let us know. And as we wait, if there are any other comments in the section below, let's see. Can you flash it on screen if there are any more comments that we've missed tonight? Well, both of them are
Okay.
thinking Ayon. Carl said, hey,
Hi,
blogger
Carl.
fam. Hello, Carl. Hello there. And
Hi.
there is
Oh, Ray has a word.
Ray. Yeah,
Her
her
word
word
is
is growth.
growth.
In my career, my fields in marketing, blogging, and writing. Okay, cheers to your word of the year. And my goal is save money for my college life. Ooh, yes,
College.
go boy. Have some fun in college, like explore. Sobrang dami kong goal. Isa na din yung makasama nyo ako. Oh, okay, sure. Go
Oh.
keep answering. Malay mo, one of your answers, right? Again, Blogger fam, if you guys keep answering the questions of the week, you got a chance to stand up in here for us with Advice Thursdays and get to join in answering all these questions that we have for you on Advice Thursdays. Yes. So, with all that, you guys ready to have your solo moment
So much
tonight?
pressure. No, just kidding.
All right, who wants to go first? Miss Ian or Miss Kate? Who wants to go first? You can raise your hands.
Do you want to jump in?
I'm still brewing it. It's still brewing in my head.
Okay, Miss Ian, if
Are
you
you
are
ready,
ready,
Zan? Or
Okay.
are you ready,
Go,
Miss Ian?
go. I'm ready.
All right,
Yes.
okay, go.
let's go, Miss Ian.
So
So,
I'm
Miss
so
Ian,
thankful that
go.
you joined this live, and I just want to share na no matter what you are going through, always keep in mind that be positive and have a good perspective. First, syempre kalimutan niyo na yung mga nangyari or worse things na naranasan niyo last year. I mean, not completely forget it, pero always maybe accept the fact na there's a new year and you can start new or fresh. And also always focus on yourself. Don't mind what other people will say kasi ikaw yung nakakilala sa sarili mo. And also katulad nga ng topic namin kanina, always have word of the year kasi makakatulong yun para ma-motivate kayo, para ma-reach yung goals nyo. And also, believe in yourself na kaya nyo talagang gawin yon. Don't think negative things na makaka-affect kasi for you, maniwala ka lang, everything will follow. And as what I said earlier, kung ano man yung struggles na naranasan nyo or problem, always remember that after the rain, there's a rainbow. And lahat yon magbubunga. Siguro hindi man the way that we expect, pero mas lalo magiging matatag yung loob natin. Don't forget also na mahalin nyo yung sarili nyo kasi through the process na pag-reach nyo ng goal, meron talagang dadating dyan ng mga trials and mga malalaking struggles. And yun, part doon, kailangan mahal nyo talaga yung sarili nyo para every time na talagang dumadating to sa inyo, there's a space para sa'yo na hindi ka ganun madi-disappoint kasi you know to yourself na kahit anong mangyari, matutupad nyo yung goal nyo for this year 2021. And also, keep praying and also maniwala lang talaga kayo na everything will follow as long as naniniwala kayo na kaya nyo, and also naniniwala kayo na lahat ng mga sinat yung goal or lahat ng mga dreams nyo sa buhay ay mangyayari. So, that's all, and I hope na nag-enjoy kayo this live. Don't forget also to follow me on Instagram, Cziann Kairin, Laika, Cziann Kairin also. And don't forget also to follow me on my Facebook, Cziann De La Cruz, and subscribe me on my YouTube channel, Cziann De La Cruz. Thank you for having me here, and I hope marami kayong natutunan today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Cziann pala, I'm so sorry for mispronouncing your name ever the whole time. So it's Cziann. It's Cziann. Sorry, Miss Cziann De
Oh,
La Cruz. You can
Cyan.
check.
I'm sorry too.
Yes. Cziann, well, thank you for all your wonderful words and lovely advice. And we would love to have Miss Kate this time to share with us her final words of advice.
Oh gosh. Okay. All right. As I was saying earlier, I I work in the mental health community. I'm not a professional. I'm just a person who survived clinical depression and anxiety disorder. So I'm saying this from the perspective of a survivor. It's hard. I may look like this bright sprite, but it's hard. And the dark struggles you went through, I went through. So if it's hard for you to see the next few months or the next few years, you can just focus on today, on this hour and this minute. If the next month, the next week is hard to see, focus on the now. I hope you find your ikigai, the thing that gets you up in the morning, the thing that makes your soul tingle, the thing that makes you want to live. I hope you find it so that getting up every morning is not difficult. I'm saying that from the perspective of the mental health community. You know what I'm talking about. I hope you stop doing New Year's resolutions because it doesn't work. No, I hope you find your word of the year that'll help you get through each month. If you need help, I have a mental health resource page. It's at katewashere.com/mentalhealthph. I have all the resources, all the telephone numbers, the crisis numbers, everything you need to know, it's there. Please follow me at my blog, katewashere.com. It's a travel blog, but sometimes I talk about deeper stuff like this. I'm on Instagram at replicate with a K, not a C, replicate. If you have questions about mental health, I know we weren't able to discuss them today. You can ask me privately in the private message. I'll do my best. I'm not saying I can give you all the answers because you will find your own answers. Talks like this, it's just there to guide you, but at the end of the day, you will find your own answers. So thank you for joining us. What else? What else did I forget to promote? Yeah, katewashere.com, Instagram at replicate. You'll find all my other socials there. Just find it there. Thank you.
Thank you. Those are wonderful. Thank you guys so much for all this lovely advice. I've learned a lot from you guys today, and I just want to appreciate that presence giving us the lessons, the joy, and the energy that you shared with us today in the BlogaFam. Thank you so much. I've learned a lot. So yeah, thank you, BlogaFam, for joining us today
Thank
for this
you.
special Advice Thursdays
Thank you so
episode with
much.
Nurturing Your 2021. And I hope you can drop by everybody's socials if you want to say hi to them, get to know them more, if you have more questions. And also plugging in, I do have a podcast, Love, Growth, and Freedom, and I'm working on a series of the series of season 4 is about gratitude, working about things that we are thankful for and what we could be thankful for. So check them out. It comes out every Friday. So thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, BlogaFam. Have a good night. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Thank you, Ryan,
you.
and thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.